Welcome all of you. Welcome all of you to this video of Paul's 10 board maths for ICSE. So this time I am taking up 4 questions from this chapter, surface area and volume of solids. Now in ICSE you have combination solids, you have a cone, you have a sphere and you have a cylinder all together. So I am going to take up sums of that type, very important types, and all these sums are very different. Please see that you are seeing all the sums, okay, because each sum has a different method. Let's start quickly. Now here they have a cone and they have dipped a sphere in it. The cone had water in it, okay, the cone had water in it. On dipping the sphere, some water overflowed, okay. Radius of the cone is given as a 6 and height of the cone is given as an 8. What have they asked is, if the sphere is dipped like in the diagram, find what fraction of water overflows. Okay, so we have to find first this cone was full of water, and then what fraction of the water in the cone has overflown because of this sphere. Okay, so very first thing is we have to make one dotted line over here. This is a difficult question. Please remember, if you don't do it earlier, you will not be able to get this sum in the exam. Now here, this is the radius here to here. Okay, I can name it M. MQ is the radius. Now I can see a diagram of this type. Okay, here like this. I can see a diagram of this type, where this is M, here is Q, here is R and here is O. Okay, this is R. This is the radius of the sphere, and this is the radius of the cone. Okay, so now this is also the radius of the sphere. The sphere has just dipped. Okay, it is at the same level as the top of the cone. Now here I can get, remember this part is a 6, yeah. So these two triangles are congruent because this part equal to this radius, this is common, okay, and you can also say here these are 90 degrees. So by RHS we can prove congruence. So if this is 6, this QR, which is this part, is also 6. Okay, now this is one thing we'll have to do first in the sum. Then the second part, so the sum has many parts. The second part of the sum is we will take MQP, this triangle, MQP, M, Q and P, and in this triangle here is 6, this is an 8. Okay, so by Pythagoras theorem we'll show this is a 10. Okay, in this 10 we have R somewhere here. Okay, so QR has come to a 6, we just found. So RP becomes a 4. So this is what? So this portion becomes a 4. Remember, this angle is a 90 degree because the cone is forming a tangent to the sphere. Okay, so let us now see how to proceed with the question. We don't know the radius of the sphere. We have to find the radius of the sphere. We will take in triangle ORP. Okay, that is this triangle over here. We will work. This much is this R we don't know. Radius of the sphere we don't know, but we know the here to here, that is OP is 8 minus R. So can I write OP square is OR square plus PR square. Okay, that means I am using Pythagoras for this triangle ORP. Now this one is 8 minus R. You can see that clearly from the diagram. This is R, full thing was 8. And OR. OR is R only, and PR. PR is 4 square, which is 16. Now I'll apply identity to this. Okay, so I'll apply identity to this sum and see how to get the value of R. So here I have a 64 minus 16R plus R square is R square plus 16. Whenever you get like this, please, you are in 10th standard, cancel like this. Don't take it to the next step, plus, minus, no, not needed anymore. Okay, now here 16R is equal to 80. 16R is equal to 64 minus 18, that's a 48. R is equal to 3. We just got this radius. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll find the what fraction of water overflows. To find what fraction, now note this also, what fraction of water overflows, We are finding the fraction. In this, what we are going to do, 4 third, because what fraction will overflow? The same volume of water that the sphere is occupying will overflow, right? So we will write 4/3 pi and r cube. What is r here? R is 3, so 3 cube by the volume, total volume of the cone, which is 1/3 pi r square, that is 6 square, and h, that is 8. 1/3 pi r square h. Let me cancel out these because these anyway will cut out. Okay. Then I have 4 into 9. Okay. Which is equal to 4 by 9. I'm sorry. I have 4 into 27. Okay. And here I have 6 into 6 into 8. Okay. So here 3, 2, 3, 9. And 3, 3 and 3, 2. Okay, 2 and 2 goes with a 4. So 3/8 is the fraction. 3/8 fraction of the water overflows. No meter, centimeter, meter cube over here because it is a fraction. They have asked for a fraction. So 3/8 water of this cone overflows when you put the sphere in it. Okay, so that was my first question. What was the important point in this question was to prove this congruence quickly in just 2-3 lines and then proceed to find the value of this much QR, and then once we get that, we have to get the value of this 4 and then apply Pythagoras over here and get this 3. So there are 3 steps before we actually come to the last part of the sum. Okay, so let's see the next question. Here is my next question. I have taken up this question. It is a very common sum where you melt something and you get something. Why I have taken this question is only to tell you how this sum is done, the correct method of doing this sum, so that you can get it very easily. Okay, it's not that you all will not get this sum, but I will only teach you a shortcut for this sum. A certain number of metallic cones. So there are many metallic cones and the radius is 2 and the height is 3. Those are melted and recast into a solid sphere. These to be noted of radius 6. Find the number of cones. So how many cones are there? Now how to go about this sum? Let there be n number of cones. You can write let the number of cones be n. 1/3 pi. Whenever it is melting, you will have to take the volume. Okay, because they have told metallic cones. 1/3 pi r square h is 4/3 pi, and here the r is different, which is 6. Okay, so let me put pi r cube because only one sphere is made and here many cones were there. Cut out the 3 first. Okay, so manage the sum from the formula itself. You need not substitute 22 by 7. Cut out the pi also. Okay, and then n is remaining here and into r is 2. So I get a 4 here and h is 3 and 4 into r of the sphere is 6. 6 into 6, no need to find 6 into 6 into 6. What is it? No multiplying, nothing. Please don't multiply when you are ultimately going to divide. Cut out the 4. Sum has become shortened. 3, 2. Okay. So n is equal to 72. 72 cones. 72 cones are melted. So as you can see, this is a very common question. Why I took it up is only this super fast method of solving it. No making 216, no writing 22 by 7, nothing. Okay, because volume of the melted cones is equal to the volume of the sphere. If you want, you can write here. If you don't have time, please don't write. Okay, because you can miss that step. Volume of the cones is equal to volume of the sphere only if you have time, or leave a line and write it later. Okay, so if you have time. So let's see the next question. Now here is our next question. They are asking find the volume of the remaining solid. Okay, find the volume of the remaining solid. Now what they have given, let's see. What they have given in this question is they have given the radius of this cylinder and the radius of the cone and the radius of the sphere. Everything is equal, which is a 3. Okay, and the height is also 3. Height of the cone is also 3. So here also we have a 3. Okay, now the cone and the hemisphere are scooped out. are scooped out from the cylinder. Find the volume of the remaining solid. How to find it quickly? Now we'll find it without any mistakes. Let's see. So here, and another thing, always take a fresh page to do these sums. Turning the page and copying numbers in the other page leads to mistakes. So you should have a fresh page in front of you where you are doing the whole question. Okay, you know these questions are going to be big. So volume of the remaining solid is, please don't make your statements long. Look how short, you will not get an extra mark. If you write volume of the remaining solid, they will give you the same marks. They will only see the answer, they'll see the method, and they'll see the unit. That's all they will see. Okay, so please don't waste time. But diagram, I would say always copy in your, make a rough diagram with pen in your notebook, in your answer sheet, because you need to write down things in it. Unless you write that, the sum goes wrong. So you must copy a rough sketch like this in your notebook, in your answer sheet quickly, because you are not allowed to write in the question paper. So where do you write that? That is why you must copy the diagram. So let's see volume. Now the full volume of the cylinder is pi r square. R is again 3 only. R square. So 3 square and h. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to mention that height. Height is given as a 7. So pi r square into 7 minus, it is 1/3 pi r square h. 1/3 pi, and they have told use pi is equal to 22/7 only in this question. Okay, even if they don't tell, if there is a sum where they have not told pi is 22/7, please take pi as 22/7. When should you take pi as 3.142? Only when they mention. Nothing is mentioned in the question means pi has to be taken as 22/7 always. So here 1/3 pi r square. Now r square is a 3 and h is another 3 minus, this is 2/3. Hemisphere is, full sphere is 4/3. So 2/3 pi r cube. R cube is again 3 cube. Now see the sum. Okay, so I have, what I'll do here is I can actually remove this. Okay, here also I can remove and make it 2. 1, 2 is gone. Now I'll take the pi out from all of them. It's a factorization. I'll take the 3 square also out. What is remaining is 7 minus 1 minus 2. Just see the sum. I'm doing it in 2 lines. Okay, so this is the sum. Just 2 lines. Just see. 22/7 into 9. Now careful. Okay, this is 3. Here is a 4. So how much? 22 into 36/7. Now nothing divides. So if you work this out, you are going to get, and here also you'll have to multiply, right? You'll have to multiply. So here I'll tell you a quick trick. Don't do 22 into 36. Do 36 into 22. What is the difference? 36 and 22. Do like this. Why I am saying 2 like this is because at least one division goes fast, one multiplication goes faster, because it is repeated digit. So here 72, 72, very fast you can write without thinking of mistakes. So 792. Okay, so very nicely you can write 792/7, which I can see clearly. It is, you can divide it and see 792, then 7, 1, 7 and 11, 7, then there's a 22, 7, 3 is a 21, so 113, then you get a, okay, 1, 3, so 113.14. 113.14 centimeter cube. Remember, you are talking about volume, you are talking about the volume of the remaining solid. So these, these tricks please apply, because if you are doing 36, little bit more time you are wasting. So how to do sums quickly. Now what is very important in this chapter is this factorization. Please don't write, okay, you are seeing 1 7 here, now you are tempted to make it 22/7. I'm cutting, but then what happens? You don't get a 7 here, then you are in trouble. You are multiplying 22 with 9. Okay, please don't do that. Okay, so see how I have taken factorized, and my sum is small. Smaller the sum, lower the chance of mistakes. So that is why you should always work like this with factorization. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this is our next question where this is 6.5. Okay, 6.5 centimeter is the height of this cylinder. Radius of this sphere or this hemisphere is 3.5 centimeter, and this full length starting from this point to this point is 12.8. Now this can be a toy, it can be anything. Okay, calculate the volume of the solid. Basically it's a solid, correct to the nearest integer. Okay, what is the volume of the solid? This is an important thing. Marks will depend on it. That's why I have taken this question, and there's a very common sum. So let's see how we do this sum correctly and also quickly. So here what is not given? All we need for this hemisphere is the radius which is given. We need the height and the radius, everything is there. We can see that the sphere and the cone have the same radius. Okay, now what is the height of this cone? That is not given. Height of the cone is not given, we'll have to find that. Now first thing is finding that height. So height of the cone is 12.8 minus, okay, 6.5 and 3.5, this distance. Okay, so 6.5 plus 3.5 we will subtract from 12.8. 12.8 minus, this is 10, which is 2.8 centimeter is the height of the cone. Okay, so now we are going to start with the calculation. So 2.8, let me write it here because we need a lot of space to do this sum. Height of the cone is 2.8 centimeters. Now, what is the volume? First thing, volume of this is 1/3 pi r square h, 1/3 pi r square h plus, this is pi, only pi r square h, only pi r square. See, I am changing the pi, the r and the h every time, and this one, okay, I can use the same r. 4/3, here also I can use the same r. Okay, I can use, I don't, because all of them have the same r but a different h. Now here 2/3 pi r cube, so it is 2/3 pi and then r cube. Radius is same throughout. Okay, now what we will do is, first thing is we will take the pi and r square out. Pi r square, you see there is one pi r square in all of them. What is remaining is 1/3 h plus, this is capital H, plus 2/3 and only 1 r. Okay, so here 22/7. Since the sum has not given me the value of pi, I will write 22/7 only, and r is 3.5. 3.5 square. Okay, 1/3 into h is, this one is 1/3 pi r square h. This h, okay, be careful where you put what. This h is for the cone. So it is 2.8 plus h, the other h is 6.5. 6.5 plus 2/3 into 3.5. Now here what we have to see is where we go wrong, you know. We go wrong in the BODMAS. We start adding 2.8 with 6.5. No. If you want, you can put small brackets like this, okay, to avoid mistakes. But don't do 6.5 plus 2.3, all that. Follow BODMAS strictly. Now I'm going to work on this 22/7 into 3.5 square, and here I have 2.8/3 plus 6.5 plus 7/3. Done. Okay, now what I can do? I can work on this also, 22/7 into, see if I cut 3.5 into 3.5. Okay, there are two 3.5s and I'll cut it, I'll make a 0.5. 0.5 means a half. Okay, here I'll make the LCM of 3 and then I get 7 plus 2.8 plus, this is 18, 19.5. So I get a 19.5. Don't worry too much about these things. Okay, just take the LCM here, consider 1 and do this sum. Now here this 0.5 I'll make into a half if you want, or if you know 22 into 0.5 is a straight 11. So 11 into 3.5, you can write that straight also. Then 7, that makes it 21. It is 29.3 if you add that by 3. Okay, so now nothing is cancelling with anything, nothing cancels. I checked with everything, so we'll have to multiply and then divide by 3. Okay, we have to multiply the numerator, divide it by 3. What we get is 376.01. Okay, but then what has the question told? The question has told to the nearest integer. That means if we round off, we'll have to give the answer only till 6, 376 centimeter cube. Don't miss the unit. Okay, don't miss these formulae. Sometimes they might mark you for this. Okay, don't miss the factorization. Okay, so this is how we can do it fastest. Okay, there is no other method where we can do it faster than this. And another thing, please don't take 3.142 here. Your answer is going to vary, and if value of pi is not given, it means they are wanting you to use 3.142. That is why they have given 3.5 here, which is a multiple of 7. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Here is our next question. There was water till here and we have dipped a sphere in this. Now the diameter of cylinder is equal to 60 centimeter. Okay, dia of sphere they have given as 36 centimeter. Now this is one question people get little confused. I want to clear their confusion. It is very simple. They can even give it in MCQ. Okay, so find the increase in water level. Find the increase in water level. Find the increase in water level. Now here see one thing. Diameter of cylinder is 60, diameter of sphere is 36. Find the increase in water level when this sphere has been dipped in the water. Now the increase in water level, one thing you have to understand, when there is an increase in water level, the water maybe goes up till here, who knows. Okay, now the water that has gone up, this much water went up, okay, on dipping the cylinder. Remember that water is also a cylinder, right? That water is also in the shape of a cylinder. So if we just talk about this the cylindrical shape of this volume of water that has risen, means this is itself a cylinder, right? So that is why we'll have to work on this cylinder. Increase in water level means if this height was whatever, how much was this height? They have not given us this height at all. Okay, so they have not given us this height. So sometimes people think they haven't given us this height, how will we find? So the increase in water level is equal to just volume of the sphere is equal to volume of the sphere, right? Whatever the water level increases, that volume is equal to the volume of the sphere, or you can write increase volume, okay, is equal to volume of the sphere. So now we'll form an equation and we'll quickly find the how much is the rise in water level. Here it was a 60, so this much is a 30. For this it is a 30, and the radius of this is 18 because it was 36 as the diameter. Now we start with the sum. Volume of the sphere 4/3 pi r cube is 18 cube, and that is equal to only this cylinder, that is pi r square and h. Pi r square and h is, this is, write h like this. Okay, so now we are going to get rid of pi first step. Don't even think of it doing 22/7. Okay, h is equal to, so here 4/3 into 18 into 18 into 18. See how I have, instead of multiplying, I have turned it into factors. Okay, 30 into 30, 6 3s are 6 5s are 6 3s are 6 5s are. Okay, is there anything else I can cancel? Yes, 3 and 3 I can cancel. So I have here 4 into 18 into 3 by 25. So this much working you have to do. Okay, and that comes to 8.64. It comes to 8.64. Now this is centimeter because you are finding only this length. Okay, so that is centimeter. Okay, so this was the sum, very simple, work like this, get rid of pi, anything, any other cancellation possible, please do, and then lastly what is remaining, do the multiplication only of that. Never multiply 18, 18, 18, you will not be able to do half of the paper if you do like that. Okay, so always instead of multiplying, spread it out as factors and cut the factors, okay, and reduce them. So that was it. From these are the sums that are very commonly asked and very commonly mistakes are also done, so I thought I'll talk about these sums and just quickly show you how I do them as a quick method. Okay, so if you have liked the video, please subscribe the channel, and this is a new channel where I am putting only ICSE maths videos. I shall be putting maths videos till the end of, till the day of your exam. Important questions, revision papers, sample papers, all topics will be taken up one after the other. So do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks all of you. Please look into the playlist. You'll find lots of videos on different topics. They are all put in different playlists. Okay, and don't forget to like, comment and share if you have liked the video. Thanks all of you. Bye then.